What's going on, guys? BASSFZz here, and today I'm doing a requested video to talk about NAWALTs, better known as not all women are like that. So, with all philosophical discussions, we must first start with a definition. So, I went to this website called goingyourownway.com, and I think this best summarizes the phrase NAWALT. So, phrase NAWALT is an acronym that stands for Not All Women Are Like That. For some odd reason, people like to pronounce acronyms nowadays, which is a strange thing to me because acronyms are not supposed to be pronounceable, at least not usually. I mean, no one, pronounces, PSP, PSP, so, I don't really know why people pronounce NAWALT as if, but NAWALT can also be a noun, which describes a woman who is not like that, i.e. Deceitful and conniving, manipulative, and lacks the ability to love you outside of your usefulness to her. That is commonly what is referred to as the behaviors that a lot of individuals who talk about NAWALT will say. And it's no real shock nor surprise, a lot of the individuals who say that call themselves MGTOWs. Now, of course, not all MGTOWs think exactly the same way. It's very hard to define a group of such diverse individuals. However, it is true you will primarily find the phrase NAWALT used amongst people who call themselves MGTOWs. So, let's get this definition out the way. NAWALT is a phrase used by women to explain that even if there are accounts of unacceptable female behavior, there are other good women out there. The phrase is used strategically by women to imply that the accounts of bad female behavior are anomalous and isolated events. It is used to shift people away from the conclusion that the behavior being discussed is actually representative of women, and similar behavior will be seen in the female population. So, I think that's a pretty good definition. Yes, it is indeed true. For some odd reason, and I don't know why, some ladies like to watch MGTOW content, and of course they would like to argue and defend team women, because, to be fair, it's kind of a natural reaction when you think your identity is being attacked and someone is calling you a lying and deceitful individual. I mean, in all honesty, it's actually a pretty natural reaction. Now, as to why these women are watching MGTOW content eludes me, but they do, and they feel the need to defend themselves. And like I said, it's a pretty natural reaction. In all honesty, if a woman watched a video where MGTOW was talking about how deceitful women are, and she didn't feel the urge to defend herself, that would, strike me as odd more than a woman defending team women. Of course, I think there's some studies that say that women prefer other women. I think there's a word for it called group preference or something along those lines. That women would prefer the company of women more than men, and that men would also prefer the company of women more than men, which is a very interesting topic unto itself. But it would explain why a lot of women, especially feminists, work on a collectivist mindset, that we have to defend the honor of team women. So like I said, it's a completely natural reaction, and again, I'd be shocked if a woman did not defend the honor of other women, especially women, good women, women who want to be in relationships with men. And I think that's one very important thing to talk about when it comes to not all women are like that. That as a statement, and as a phrase, it's actually true. Some people will refer to not all women are like that as an argument, except that's not an argument in any format of the term. If anything, it'd be a premise to an argument. A premise to the argument that because not all women are like that, you cannot treat individuals the same way. That would be a logical argument with the premise that not all women are like that. But not all women are like that, more than anything, is an objective fact. I mean, the only way to know that all women are any particular way is to have knowledge of all women who have existed, all women that currently exist, and all women that will exist. And because it is impossible to acquire all of that knowledge about women in general, you can't really make an objective standard that all women are like any particular way. Unless you, by definition, include the inherent nature of women in the definition of what makes a woman. Now, that probably sounds really confusing to you people, and I understand that, which is why I'm going to explain it. See, I already recorded this video, but then I was like, you know what? now that I have some more information, let me re-record this and make a different video. And one of the videos I watched, I believe it was from Stardust or Thinking Abe, I could be wrong, but I remember there was a particular phrase he kept saying, right, when he was talking about Nate Walter, not all women are like that. And he kept saying that to deny or to say that not all women are like that is to say that they are not women at all. And then I was like, oh, I see. You see, for some of these MGTOWs, which, again, my friends, we must be fair, not all MGTOWs think the same, but to some of these people, what they're saying is that by definition, a woman is deceitful and lacks the ability to love a man outside of his utility to her. They think that by definition of being a woman, all women are like that. And if you aren't like that, then you're not by definition a woman, which logically follows suits. It's a valid argument, but it's not sound. And the reason why it's not sound is because, well, it's not true. And it's, again, you can't say that everyone is any particular way because of how diverse human beings are. In this stage of our reality, you can't even say that all women have wombs, because then you're going to offend transgendered people. They're going to get upset about that and think that you're being transphobic because you're trying to say that by definition, the word woman means man with a womb, womb man. That's the etymology of the word. The woman must have a womb and be able to reproduce is, again, transphobic. See, that's how complex reality is nowadays. Now, of course, some people will throw caution to the wind and tell those people that they can go fuck themselves and say, no, all women have wombs, that's what makes them women, but that's a whole conversation unto itself. I just want to use that as an example of how complex our reality has become here in America, and that it's very hard to make objective statements like that are factually true of all people. Now, the only statement that I will make about women that I will defend is that at their core, all ladies in their relationship wants to feel special. I will defend that conclusion till the day that I die. That is something I 100% believe is inherent to all women that exist, will exist, have existed. I do believe that, for reasons I will go over in another video. But again, I just need to say that. That's just how complex reality is. So you can't really, it's not really even fair to say that all women are a particular way. Again, even with the whole womb thing, and even with the whole childbirth thing. Granted, most women, me personally, I've never seen a woman happier than when she's with her children or taking care of somebody. However, not all women are like that, which is one thing that's very important. A lot of MGTOWs have gotten upset with the ladies arguing with them because these ladies who argue with them will only defend or will only argue against the negative things about women, except they don't ever say not all women are like that about the positive things, like women are more spiritually evolved than men, or women are smarter than men, or women are anything more than men. And they never say not all women are like that. Well, that's not me. I say not all women are like that. Like if someone says women are naturally more nurturing, or women, care more about their children, I'm like, bullshit, not all women are like that. Before Roe versus Wade, or before abortion was illegal here in America, women would go to back alley abortions that got them fucking killed or made them impotent. So, yeah, not all women are like that. Not all women are, really good motherhood material. Alright? So, again, I use not all women like that for all complexities of reality. But a lot of the ladies who argue with the MGTOWs use not all women are like that to argue against the lying, deceitful nature of women. So one thing that we're all going to have to understand about reality is the fact that these women do exist. The same way rapists, male rapists and female rapists do exist. Bad people exist. Evil is a force in this world, And ladies, you're going to have to accept the fact that some women are lying and deceitful. I'm sorry. If you're not a lady who is lying and deceitful, then they're not talking about you, and that's why you shouldn't be upset about it. I understand why you would be upset about it, which is something I can go over in another video, but for the women who are watching this video, you gotta understand, some of these guys probably don't mean what they say, and even if they do mean what they say, oftentimes it comes from a place of anger and frustration. And it's true that they've probably only had a couple of experiences with only like one woman or two or three or maybe even 27. It really doesn't matter. you kind of have to have a little bit of empathy for them. I mean, for example, think about how many women have had shitty relationships with men and said, all guys are cheaters. Well, that just facts isn't true. I've never cheated on a woman before in my life, so they're wrong. See, ladies do it too, and I've chatted about that on my channel. So, women, my friends, you're gonna have to acknowledge that some women are shitty. Yes, again, so we all should understand that, again, not all women are like that's an objective, true fact. It's a fact, and it's not really an argument. It's more of a premise to an argument, and that, again, you shouldn't treat people wrong for the actions of other people, which I think is what some of these ladies would be defending when they say not all women are like that. Another thing that I have to say when it comes to not all women are like that is I'm actually going to have to, more argue against the fact that all women are like that. Because, by like that, and that's very important, because we haven't actually really talked about what it means to be like that. And what it means to be like that is that, women lack the ability to love men outside of their utility to them, or women really like men for what they can do and provide for them, and not as human beings. And, again, is it true that some women are like that? Absolutely. Yeah, of course. Trophy wives. How many trophy wives really like the old men that they're with? Exactly. So, yeah, it's true. Some women definitely are conniving and deceitful and can lie like the wind blows. I've met some women who will just lie. Just every word out their mouth. They just do it. I don't. So yes, again, we all have to accept the fact that these individuals do exist, and that these men have probably had experiences with these type of women. But again, I cannot say objectively that all women are like that. So of course I would always, again, it's an objective fact. There's nothing really to defend with not all women are like. It's a fact. It's not all women are like that. Not all. I don't even think all women even think that complexly about their relationships. Honestly, thinking about the fact that a lot of women end up regretting the people that they're with. You would think if a woman thought that complexly to be lying and deceitful to obtain a man in that manner, she would most likely not pick a man who didn't give a shit about her. You would think if these, come on, like if these women are, there's so many women in shitty relationships right now getting the shit smacked out of them. If these women were lying and deceitful and conniving women, would they really be in a situation like that? Especially when they have options to go get a man who was willing to, give them more money and take care of them. No. Because the truth of the matter is, my friends, I don't think it's that women lack the ability to love men. I think a lot of women just don't. And there's a difference between not and not having the ability to do so. And what I mean by that is, to be fair, we're going to have to acknowledge that a lot of women don't even like themselves. We are in a state of narcissism here in American society, and not a lot of people really like themselves at all. The concept of self-love is oftentimes thought of as arrogance, because so many other people hate themselves that if they see someone else who likes themselves, they automatically think they're arrogant. Now, I've met some really arrogant people, and they're not really fun to be around. Some of them are, but for the most part, arrogant people are really fucking annoying. But an individual who really loves themselves is a much different force to deal with. It's much harder to really mess with that person. The people who love themselves genuinely are like the greatest force in the universe, really. Another video for another time. But I haven't met very many women who genuinely like themselves, and I think that's what really translates into a lot of these women being assholes to men, or a lot of these women picking bad relationships, which of course will be the subject of episode 3 of Men, Women, and the Girls Who Date. Nice guys, jerks, and girls. That will be the topic of episode 3. But I think that's really what causes a lot of these, all women are like that, or the AWOLs, not the NAWOLs. All women are like that. And the fact that a lot of women don't love themselves. A lot of women don't like themselves. This is a fact. A lot of women are like that. I can't write a statistic, but I personally haven't met very many women who genuinely like themselves. It's just the truth, man. And I think since a lot of women can't like themselves, it's going to be really hard for them to really love another human being genuinely. And I think that's really what that is. It's not that women lack the ability to love men. I think a lot of women just don't like themselves, and so they can't. If you don't like yourself, you can't really project that onto another person. You know, the very interesting thing about us human beings is oftentimes we project our own insecurities and we project the way we feel about ourselves onto other people, especially if we're really insecure, you know. And so I think that's why a lot of these women are so, some of these women are so conniving and so manipulative in that, because they don't have a sense of self. They always have to, you know, and a lot of them are suffering from psychological problems. I've been doing research into different type of mental illnesses, like being a borderline and actually being narcissistic, and it is quite possible that some of these MGTOWs have met these women who are borderline and narcissistic, and thus all women really aren't like that then, because not a lot of people are actually like borderlines. So yeah, I don't know. This video is a little all over the place, but I just want to be clear when we're going over this topic that we understand the fact that that yes, there are a lot of shitty women in the world. There's no real way around it. And a lot of these women don't even like themselves, honestly. And I think that's what really causes the problems that a lot of men are dealing with. The fact is, women, you're going to have to accept the fact that some women are shitty people. There ain't no way around that. And I think men are also going to have to understand that too, man. You can't treat everyone badly for the actions of a few. You know, like I said, the words "all women are like that" can never come out of my mouth in earnest, because I'd be a gigantic hypocrite. Because I've argued against women saying that all men are rapists or all men are potential rapists. So I could never say all women are like that. And even then, it wouldn't be intellectually honest for me, because I don't know all women. I can't objectively say all women are any particular way. Again, the only way to say all women are like that is to have, by definition, women are deceitful and lack the ability to love men outside of their usefulness to them. And like I said, that very clearly is not all women, because if women were that intelligent and deceitful, and being deceitful takes a great degree of intelligence and understanding of the person you're manipulating, you wouldn't see a lot of women in really bad relationships, and you certainly wouldn't see a lot of single motherhoods. Single mothers. If women in general were that intelligent and that smart, if anything, they would never deal with people that don't fucking like them unless they can try to manipulate them to like a grandiose degree. So, no. And sure, you might call me sexist, but no, I don't think enough women in our society are intelligent enough to be that deceitful. I really don't. Which I think would be a good thing, honestly. I'm kind of speaking your praises that you're not a morally corrupt individual. So, yeah, I'm sexist because I think women aren't smart enough to deceive men to such a degree. I think the real level of manipulation women have over men isn't really so much as they understand the nature of man, but that they understand men are sexually attracted to them and are willing to do things to, one, make their lives better, and two, to try to get some vagina. So I think this is a good place to stop. Probably a lot more to be discussed here in this topic, but I think this is a good place to wrap us up. Not all women are like that. They're not. It's a fact. Not all women are going to deceive you. There are lots of really good women in the world. Lots of very intelligent women. Intelligent women I've met. Intelligent women here on the internet. Lots of nice ladies in general. Lots of good women. Are they the majority? Oh, fuck no. But they exist. And it's not fair to say all women are terrible people, because they're just not. Some of them just don't love themselves, and I think it's important that we understand that and not be hard on ourselves as men and be hard on ourselves as women, but still, as always, try to focus on obtaining value in ourselves and understanding reality is a lot more complex than overarching or overgeneralizations. So that being said, man, I certainly hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know it was all over the place, but I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, man, go ahead and click that like button. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. Comment in the comment box below. And as always, have a great day. I will see you cool cats soon. Adios.